Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. Skibbity beep bop boom bop bop bop. Skibbity beep bop boom bop bop. Skibbity beep beep bop. It's time for Not Worth the Time. It's weird that it's time for it, but it's not worth the time, is it? It's crazy. You like that little scatting at the beginning? I'm thinking about turning this into a scat-only podcast, just scatting all day long, just skibbity-bop booping all the way through my life. What an insane art form that is, scatting. That some dude was so good at just making mouth noises that he was like, I can take this on the road. I can go from town to town and just make up fucking jazz, just doing jazz mouth songs. It's never the same twice, and it'll be amazing. People will come all over from the lands and make sure that they see and hear me scat. It's insane. It's really it's insane that is an art form, you know. But you know, I applaud those people. You know, I think it's cool. I love doing shit like that. It's things you can't. It's not socially acceptable in public. You know, every time I just want to break out into a song. You can't break out into a song in public. It just weirds people out. I've even noticed at the gym lately. I'm a mouther of whatever song I'm playing. You know, I'm mouthing along the words, just getting into it, grooving to whatever I'm listening to. And I can totally tell it throws people off. You know, you just see somebody moving their mouth and nothing's coming out. It probably also freaks them out because everybody else has headphones in and I'm just mouthing words. And they're just like, oh, it's not lining up. What's wrong? What I'm listening to and what they're saying is it looks like a dubbed Japanese movie. What's happening to him? You know, I think it's just like the uncanny valley of the gym. It's not human-like. It just throws off their perception. And then they start thinking they're in an alternate reality, you know? But I've noticed that you can't break out in a song. You can't even mouth songs in the gym, you know? I just had a thought, and it escaped me, and it was about the songs at the gym. I don't know. It is funny how often I see people looking at me while I'm grooving to a song. And I wonder if it ever is linked up with somebody else. Like somehow I'm listening to fucking A$AP Ferg's New Level, and I'm on a new level, and it just happens to be some dude is listening to that same song, and I'm just singing, and he's just like, whoa, is that guy's Bluetooth hook up with mine or something? Like, why does he listen to the same song? Because everybody listens to the same shit at the gym. You know what I mean? Everybody's listening to metal, hard rock, or rap, or some kind of weird art, REM, not REM, what is that fucking electronic EDM? That's what I was looking for. That weird shit. That's what a lot of people are listening to. Or they're not listening to anything at all, which is crazy. I don't know how you do that. You know, it's not fun. But I wish you could break out in the song more often in the world. Just start singing about what you're seeing, you know? It would make life more interesting. The problem is the people who would do it would be the people who can't sing, a.k.a. me. Just be all these, like, weirdos trying to constantly start musicals at gas stations. I guess like hardcore drug addicts who hang out, homeless drug addicts do that a lot. They just break out in song, and they describe what's going on and try to get a few bucks. So I guess they're doing it. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So, but everybody lets them do it. That's all they have. So you got to let them do it. All they have is the street art. That's why they're there, dude. They it's not that they do it for the money. They do it for the love of the street art. Because if they're doing it for the money, they would have a house and or an apartment or whatever. But they don't do it for that, dude. They do it because they love the street art and the drugs. And the drugs are what make them creative enough in order to get the street art going, you know, in order to sing in front of the Quick Trip. You know, just to brighten everybody's day downtown at the Quick Trip, just singing, going at it. Dude, it would be awesome if homeless people just started doing flash mobs. Like they're just like 30, 20, 30 years behind the trends. And homeless people just start doing flash mobs and doing whole choreographed dances. They start doing Rent at a fucking gas station. 5,000, 2,500, 6,000 minutes. Just a whole chorus of homeless people just really getting into singing Rent. And they would be the ones to know. Like, that show that has about AIDS, one of them's bound to have it, you know? You share needles that long. Of course somebody does. Wow. What a random start to this podcast, guys. Just me scatting led down that whole thing. Yeah, but we're here. We're doing the thing, you know? Having fun. I noticed something this week that I thought I'd bring to attention. It's a new thing. New segment I'm gonna try. How you know you're in a bad neighborhood, or at least a shady part of town. You know what I mean? It's not that it's a bad neighborhood. It's just there must be some shady activity going on. There are signs. You can look around. It's called being observant, guys. Take a look. You might notice something. There's patterns. But I was at Popeyes. Love Popeyes. On the south side of Des Moines. Shout out to all my friends and people who are on the south side. But I did notice something that I've never seen not in like just full display like this in this way. Because every place that handles money has this. Like even when I worked at Office Max, we had these in our office, but they were like hidden, which is also very strange because you would think you would have them at every register or whatever. But regardless, because of how promptly they were displayed and readily available at this Popeyes, I assume this is a bad or a shady neighborhood, or this has been, or it's just an isolated incident with this particular Popeyes. But they had the counterfeit money sheets right on the window as you came in. Like they were very conveniently placed for them to check money in whatever. Also, I can't believe Popeyes takes $100 bills. You shouldn't be hey Popeyes, don't accept $100 bills. Who's buying chicken with $100 bills, okay? That's balling way too hard, okay? You shouldn't have to be worrying about getting Ben Franklin's when you're buying chicken. Okay? That's insanity. There's no need to bust out a crispy $100 bill for fucking chicken. Okay? That should be your first thing. If you're coming to Popeyes with a $100 bill, it's fake. Nobody's using $100 bills to buy buckets of chicken. That's balling too hard. If you're buying hundreds of dollars worth of chicken, you think you need to reevaluate your life. Unless it's a catering company or you're catering for it. But then just put it on the card, man. Get the, Discover Card's doing 5% back on restaurants right now. Put it on the card. Put it on the plastic. Go into debt for Popeye's chicken, I assume that Popeyes has had a lot of counterfeit money. If they have to put that right by the register on the window, like that's when you know they have been like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I have to retrain my entire staff and make sure this doesn't happen anymore because people keep getting counterfeit money. It is crazy to me that like people can still make counterfeit bills. It's a crazy process. When you look into how you have to make it, it takes more effort, I feel like, to make counterfeit money than it does to go get a job. But I guess if you can print money, it's way easier once you figure it out, I guess. I don't fucking know. It just seems very, very over the top and unnecessary, if I might say. The effort the risk reward is not there, I just, it seems like such a pain in the ass. And and especially if you're using counterfeit money to go get Popeyes, it's definitely not worth the risk. Okay, Popeyes isn't that expensive, guys. You don't need to make counterfeit bills to get at them, So, But that's the new segment I might be doing, is like if I'm in how to tell you're in a shady area, It's important. It's a good survival tip, You got to know when you're in those kind of shady areas. I also think it's weird, just like randomly, I find it strange that we do have like cash is almost still around. It is very strange, but it is still here. I'm tangled up in all these cords, man. There's too many cords around me. That looked ridiculous. If you were watching that, you just saw me untangle myself from my headphones. I have no idea how I got caught up in them, but I was. Now I understand why you have to cut the plastic rings. If they end up in the sea, those turtles can't get out of them. Save the turtles. They're doing coke with those straws, and they use those bottled things to strangle other fish. Okay, the sea turtles are old enough. They're old enough and wise enough. They're the wise guys of the sea. Okay, they are the gangsters. The sea turtles run everything. Just know that. Okay, doesn't mean we shouldn't save them though. But they are committing atrocities. I will say that. So, I was talking about counterfeit bills, and now I got tangled up, and that distracted me, and I don't know where I was going to go with it now. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's over. That thought's gone, and it's over. But maybe we'll get into what I found this week for you guys, right? Maybe we can revive that thought. Maybe one day we'll have the technology to go back in the brain pathways and find out what I was thinking there for a little bit. Maybe we will. And I'll tell you this: they're starting to do some scary stuff in technology in order to figure out certain things like that. Like this fun fact: the fact that Yale scientists restored cellular function in 32 dead pigs' brains. Now this is from 3 years ago, which is crazy to think that 2019 is 3 years ago. No, time does not give a fuck about you, does it? But that is a terrifying thing, that they can reanimate brains. This is how the Minority Report stuff starts first, guys. They start doing research on pig brain, see what they're doing. They're gonna find out if farmers were molesting their pigs. They're gonna go back in and try to recreate pig language with dead pigs and find out if animal abuse was happening. PETA's funding this research because they're pretty sure there's a lot of animal abuse going on. And also, if you're not watching the video pod, I don't know why they went with this picture of a pig. It's like it's the Nicolas Cage of pigs. He's just doing the Con Air, like, oh man, I'm free. Also, did he just eat an entire box of glazed donuts? Are they pre-glazing pigs before they get slaughtered? Is that what's happening here? That is so much snot on that pig's nose. But that is the most at-peace pig ever. That's on the way to the slaughterhouse. He's accepted his fate. It doesn't even actually look like a pig. It does, but it looks like a prop pig from a movie for sure. Like an animatronic pig. It's an AI pig, dude. AI pig. That'd actually be a cool movie. AI pig. Actually, that's just RoboCop. Hey, we got jokes. Okay, let's go down here. Key takeaways. Let's read these real quick. Maybe we can just not read the whole article, so I don't have to struggle reading, guys. You know how I love to struggle reading through these things. Researchers at Yale School of Medicine successfully restored some function to pig brains that had been dead for hours. They hope that the technology will advance our understanding of the brain and potentially discover new treatments that would what is this word? Dilapidating. Jesus, man. That took a little bit from my brain. See, maybe I do need this medicine. Maybe, see, I was going to fearmonger about this. But now, after how long it just took me to figure out that was dilapidating disease and disorders. The research raises many ethical questions and puts to the test our current understanding of death. Oh man. Oh, we can listen to this article. I wonder how about let's how this sounds. Let's find. Nah, I'll read it. It's more fun if I read it, right? It's more fun to watch me stumble and bumble my way through this. Also, I have to. You know the real reason I have to do extra editing in order to do that, and I don't want to. All right. The image of an undead brain coming to life again is stuff of science fiction, not just in any science fiction, specifically B grade science fiction. What steadily springs into the mind is a black and white horror film like Friends Without a Face, bad acting, plastic, uh, plastic monsters, visual strings, and a spinal cord that for no reason also has tentacles. Oh man, I had to really like restrain my brain from saying testicles there. Like guys, that's if you haven't picked up, I read words based off the first couple letters, and I thought for sure that that said testicles, but I fought it. Didn't say it on the first take. Got it right the first time. But like any good science fiction, it's only a matter of time before some matter of this of it seeps into our reality. This week, Nature published that findings of researchers who managed to restore the function of pig brains. Okay, yeah, okay, we got that. So, what dead may never be dead, it seems. Yeah, I will say this. These guys should watch Pet Cemetery because some things are better left dead. Okay? Scientists need to watch more movies. Okay? Just because they do a good job of like, hey, here's how this could go wrong. And I don't think they think that. They're the stereotypical scientists that they warn you about Jurassic Park. You were so busy trying to figure out if you could, you never stopped and asked yourself if you should. You know? Chaos, bringing it in. Researchers did not hail the house of Greyjoy. The researchers did not hail the house. Wait, what? Oh, what is dead and may never die. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the Greyjoy house. I forgot that's their saying for what they do. Yeah. It's been a while since I watched Game of Thrones. I've honestly completely erased that show from my mind because that last season was garbage. It was, and I'll fight anybody who says otherwise. But it comes largely from the school of Yale, this Yale School of Medicine. They connected 32 pig brains to a system called BrainEX. BrainEX sounds like some. BrainEX sounds like something you take in order to declog your brain. Are you having a foggy morning? Is your morning coffee not really getting you started? Try BrainEX. BrainEX will unclog the drainage in your brain and get you going again. BrainEX is the one thing brought to you by doctors that'll make sure your cognitive function is ready to go. It's like a fucking. It sounds like it's one of those Joe Rogan like mental pills you take to help you get better. It's the Mucinex guy, just BrainEX instead. Oh man, BrainEX. Side effects may include irritability, may cause constipation, and also you might hate your wife. BrainEX really fucks up your head, huh? BrainEX is an artificial perfusion system. That is a system that takes over the function of normally regulated by the organ. The pigs had been killed for hours earlier at the USDA agricultural slaughterhouse. So they were slaughtered in a controlled facility, guys. So it's not like they just found pigs on the side of the road. Okay, this was a controlled environment. And the brains were completely removed from the skull. Also, I don't know if this is going to touch on this, but I found this weird fact out. Did you know your brain, like anytime you see like a brain that's been in a jar in formaldehyde or like, you know, on display that's an actual brain, they have to like put a chemical on that because your brain is just mush and basically a big pile of goo. So in order for it to stay that way, they have to put some kind of chemical in you, or on the brain, so it stays solidified and keeps its shape. Wild stuff. Okay. BrainEX pumps an experimental solution into the brain that essentially mimics blood flow. It brought oxygen and nutrients to the tissue, giving the brain cells the resources to begin many normal functions. The cells began to consume and metabolize sugar. Wait, your brain consumes sugar? Well, I guess that makes sense. But that's weird. I've never even thought about that. Normally, when you think of consuming or eating, like I guess the nutrients do go to all parts of your body. Damn, dude. Yeah, I guess it does make sense because of the fact that when you inhale like cigarette smoke or whatever, you get a head high. Like it's all going through you, it's all being pumped through. Of course, that makes sense, Wade. See, I have to talk myself through these sometimes because I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And you don't think about it. So you can get fat brain from sugar, guys. Your brain can get all fatty. Your neural pathways can get all clogged up like your arteries, dude, because of all the sugar. The brain's immune system kicks in. Neurons sample could carry an electrical signal. Some brain cells even responded to drugs. Hell yeah, dude. They were getting dead pigs high. Okay. Looks like the brains are going well. All right, cool. We got the pig brains up and running. Let's sprinkle a little crack on there. Let's see how they react to a little bit of crack. And it's they're fiending. You can see now that one region's pulsating. Yeah. Now they're breaking out into song. Yeah, crack makes you break out into songs. Dude, just the fact that researchers can get drugs and of course they're probably talking about other drugs, but it's really funny to think that we're gonna test pig brains. We need 32 pig brains and we need a shit ton of LSD. We're gonna see if we can get dead pig brains to trip balls and see God. Oh man. The researchers have managed to keep some brains alive for up to 36 hours and currently do not know if the BrainEX can have sustained the brain for longer. It is conceivable we are just preventing the inevitable, and the brain won't be able to recover. Says this Yale. I'm done trying to say people's names because I always feel bad. I don't want to butcher people's names. Yale neurologist and lead researcher. As a control, other brains received a fake solution or no solution at all. None revived the brain activity and detrol at normal. Anyway, the researchers hope the technology can enhance our ability to study the brain and cellular function. One of the main avenues such as the study would be that the brain disorder and diseases. This could be a point the way to develop new treatments that for the likes of brain injuries such as Alzheimer's, Huntington's, and neurodegenerative conditions. Whoa, what is Huntington's? Let's find out. I want to know what this is. Okay, Huntington's disease is a rare disease, inherited disease that causes progressive breakdown, degeneration of nerve cells in the brain. Huntington's disease has a broad impact on personal functional abilities and usually results in movement, thinking, and psychological disorders. Damn, that is a fucked up disease, man. That just completely destroys you. Like your brain sounds like your brain's rotting from the inside. That fucking sucks. I've never heard of that one. That's because it's rare. I mean, Jesus Christ, if that showed up on somebody, you're fucked all. This is an extraordinary and very promising breakthrough for neuroscience. It is immediately offered as a much better model for studying human brains, which is extraordinarily important given the vast amount of human suffering from disease of the mind and brain. All right, cool. That's cool. The ethic in ethical gray matter. Okay, before anyone does an Island of Dr. Mort vibe, I'm guessing that's some kind of science fiction movie, it's worth noting that the brains did not approach natural activity anywhere near cognitive. Okay, so they didn't bring them back. But you know for a fact they're trying to. The goal here is these are like Duke University, Yale, and all these people. Okay, these are prestigious Ivy League schools. Who goes to these schools? The rich. Who funds these schools? The rich. You know what they're trying to do. Come on now. We're trying. You telling me they're not trying to see if they can bring Walt Disney's head back to life? You know, get his brain pumping again. You know, you're telling me they're not down there at Disney World going, oh yeah, fun Yale. We need his fucking brain back, okay? We need new Mickey Mouse cartoons. The rich people are the ones who are like, yeah, we want our brains to live on forever. Let's figure out how to keep those fuckers alive. And then let's figure out how to make us a body that you can put in a robot, okay? I'm trying to be cyborg. That's exactly who. Like, of course, that's why Yale's studying brains, okay? They're trying to make sure that they can get the elites ready, you know? This is all conspiratorial, of course. I have no proof to back that up, but it is funny that Yale, an Ivy League school, that's like Princeton is probably also helping out. All right, like this is the only time these schools get together and do stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah. So they're just. Yeah, it goes on just talking about the new boundaries and applications of it, but that's cool though. It is pretty. It's insane that they can do shit like that. You know. I need to. This is an older article. Need to find out if there's any updates. Maybe I'll do that next time on the podcast because right now it's over. Guys, thanks for listening and Not Worth the Time. If you're like, oh my God, it's over already, I just wish I could listen to more or watch more. Well, good thing you could head over to punninggame.com, guys. Punninggame.com is where you can find this show, Who Gives a F, The Empty Parlor, and the backlogs of all our other podcasts that we have there. So check out all that great stuff. And while you're there, head over to the Punning Game shop. Get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, whatever you want, you know, to help support the website. It helps us out tremendously, and we appreciate it. Also, if you want to watch this podcast or get stand-up clips, you want to head over to youtube.com and go to Comic Wade Taylor. That's where you can find the video versions of all the podcasts, along with stand-up clips and my half-hour Wild Horses. So check that out. Yeah. So, enjoy this, guys. Just know that pig brains are coming alive out there. Now you got something to tell everybody this week at work that they're reviving pig brains, you know, which is what we really need in this world, you know. Anyway, guys, that's been Not Worth the Time. I'm Wade Taylor. Remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.